It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
I've been able to grow my business substantially. Speaking to companies like Facebook, Houston Texans.
Jeremy Anderson saved my life.
If you're ready to take your business to the next level, this is the conference for you.
Register now for the Next Level Speakers Conference, presented by Jeremy Anderson.
If we are not intentional about being successful, we can accidentally become a failure.
Also showed me how I was able to walk away from my 9-to-5 job.
Guest influencers and speakers include Jason Lobdell, Marcus Barney, Darnell Jerby-Harmon, Justin Owens, David Shands, and more.
There's more we can attain. There's more we can achieve. I ain't here just to, motivate y'all. I want to build up leaders.
Coming to Atlanta's Grand Marriott Marquis Hotel.
Yeah. You see how it's already out of my head? Hey, welcome to another episode of the Next Level Living Podcast. Jeremy here. Holla at your boy with Big Mike. You had to pronounce that K. Everything in me was to call you Mikey. But I'm going to say Mike. What? You know what I'm saying? Out of respect and love, even though if it was real love,
shut up. Ain't no respect.
Chris.
This dude, because of respect and love, you gotta sneak Mikey in any way you can. But Mike, I'm gonna call you Mikey, but I ain't gonna do it because I respect you.
Oh my God! I wonder how many people are sick of this same conversation. How many people?
How you feeling? Don't give it no energy, Chris. Michelle Obama.
I'm feeling good.
High, okay. How you feeling, Chris?
I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling good, and I know you're feeling good too. We saw you had a little TED talk or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? I went to Miami to kick it with Ted one time for your mind.
Yeah. Let's go.
So tell us about it.
Yeah. Had a TED talk in Miami about a week ago. It's real smooth, man. Great experience. Had a really good time. Okay. Can't wait for it to drop. And touch the people. You know what I'm saying? It was good. I'm excited.
That's dope. So what was different about this talk other than like the other stuff you do? What was different?
I would probably say, typically when I'm speaking, I speak with a lot of passion, and I just kind of let the spirit flow and just kind of lead. But this one here, my message was more poised. I was a bit more calculated. I actually did something that I've never done before.
What's that?
I'm going to tell you what I did too. Because I was like, I want to do the normal. I don't want to do a normal TED Talk. I want to do it my way, but I do want to fit within the TED. I did not want it to be, I wanted it to be a TED Talk. Does that make sense? Like I didn't want it to be. Yeah, I wanted it to be a talk, not a motivational speech within 15 minutes, right? Because I could do that. I wanted to really challenge myself. So I actually got a whole board of notes. I did a little research, and I actually looked at the notes and how I wanted to flow my presentation and my talk. And I actually voice memoed a 18-minute speech, recorded it, and then played it to myself twice on my flight to Miami until I fell asleep. Wow. I'm still not sure if I put myself to sleep or if I was just exhausted. But I fell asleep to my own speech. And,
either way, it sounds like the preparation was done.
You feel me?
That's
so yeah,
good.
I went up there on stage and I made it do. So it was really cool. Thanks for asking. It was dope. Then we tried to go get some food. But every place we went to turned into a club at like 11 o'clock. And I was just like, I really just want to get some tacos. We ended up in Little Havana. That was a whole nother movie. I didn't want to. It was a part of
to a club at 11. I couldn't go get food. Everybody trying to twerk on my sandwich.
Oh, you feel me?
Oh my God.
I'm thinking like it was quite interesting. But here's the dope thing. It wasn't just me. We had 3 people from our community. So Chris, our Speakers Academy director, did a TED Talk. And I was also able to get Benjamin Lundquist. He's out in Portland, Oregon. Ben was there, Mike. He did a TED Talk.
Shout out to Ben, man. That's my guy.
Yeah, shout out to Ben. Love that dude, man. Yeah. And then Dr. Lakeisha Hammond. She also did a TED Talk. And Yeah, and they are both members of our Next Level Speakers Elite community. So it's one thing for the elite members in our community to travel with me, like at my speaking engagements, but to give 2 of them an opportunity, or 3 of them an opportunity to do a TED Talk alongside me was really cool. So we was backstage, being
That's
interviewed
really
together, just
cool.
kind of kicking it the whole day together. Then took the
That's
stage
dope.
one after
Yeah.
another. It was a real special thing, man. And so I y'all know I really be trying to over deliver. So to be able to not only do a TED Talk, but to do a TED Talk with people that's in our speakers elite community, was, man, one of the highlights of the year. So it was really dope. So yeah.
I just don't
That's
think people
cool.
are doing it like that, man. Like it's just crazy. Like for you to help people get paid to speak, but then just to take it to another level and let them stand beside you. Like, bro, that's a different type of empowering right there, man. It's a different type,
Yeah.
man.
You know what?
And
And thank you for
also,
acknowledging that. Huh? Go ahead.
It's huge,
no, I was
bro.
gonna say, and also, didn't you say this is something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I have always wanted to do a TED Talk. And when the opportunity came to me, I was just like, when they invited me, I checked my calendar and I was available. And then I asked them if they had any other slots available, and they said that they would see what they can do. And I was like, can you open up 2 or 3 more? And I put the call out. And so I appreciate you sharing what you said, Mike, because I do try to over deliver. So it's one thing to let them travel with me, to move around, to put them on stage and stuff like that, but then to make some of their dreams come true. Like when we were having dinner afterwards, we all went out to eat. And as we were eating in this super dope, authentic Cuban spot, so it was fire, but it was an interesting experience. I can't get into that in this episode. But as we were eating, we were talking about, Ben was like, it's always been his dream, to do a TED Talk. And Dr. Nakisha Hammond has spoken all over the world, and she's like, Coach, the fact that you got me on the TED Talk stage, like it really means so much to me. Like it was a cool thing, man. So I'm grateful for them. And they did so freaking good. Like, let me tell you something. When they got off stage, Chris, I was like, yo, they real professionals. Like to
Let's
see Ben up there speak,
Wow.
see Dr. Nakisha
Let's
go and
go.
flow. I was just like, man, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, our squad, I put my squad up against anybody. Like, no cap. It was a lot of speakers, like over 16 different speakers that whole evening, from like 6 to 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me, Chris, killed it. Ben and Nakisha, easily top 6, top 7, easily.
Wow.
Easily in the top 6, top 7 presentations. And I'm not just saying that, like easily. So I was super proud of our people. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yep.
Hey. Okay. Well then, okay. Look,
Hey,
seriously.
Chris. Hey,
I mean, unless
Chris,
there's
I
anything
think
else you want to add, what?
we gotta flip the script then. If he gonna give us this much game, why don't we just switch up what we normally do on the podcast? Like, why don't we just take a second to just kind of like interview Jay? Like, I don't think we've ever
Yes.
like taken a second to really like get into like
Yes,
his life.
you in my
Like,
mind.
ask him some questions. Like, do you know how it feels like to be close to Jay and people ask you questions? I'm like, you know what? Let's answer some of
Right,
the
let's
questions
ask
that we can get
him.
on a regular, so people can get to know Jay kind of the way we know
Yes.
him, or even
Exactly.
deeper, the things that we've never asked him. Let's put my guy on the spot. How you feel about that?
Okay, you okay being put on the spot,
Okay.
right?
You
You're
said what,
right.
Chris?
All right
You're
now.
right with this.
Don't
Okay,
make
cool.
me
You're
have
giving
to
us the
text
full
y'all on the slide
permission.
like
Let's
out
go
of order.
in, Mike. Nothing's
like we
off
doing too much.
limits. All right, why
What you
don't you
say,
kick it off
Chris?
with the first question?
Nothing's off limits?
I said nothing's off limits, Mike. Let it go.
Oh,
Oh, you can't tell Mike
oh,
that. You
shoot.
can't tell Mike
You
that.
giving Mikey firepower?
You got
Mikey,
you got the
get
first
go
question.
off.
Yeah,
please.
go ahead. So
All
what
right,
you
let's
want to
get
know
it.
about Jeremy?
Man, shoot.
5'10",
Jay, I ain't gonna lie to
you know what I'm saying? Play basketball.
Skate.
Oh,
Don't lie
I
about
thought you was
that.
asking me about.
No.
She's asking me what
No.
I want to know.
Oh,
This is not a date,
gotcha.
sir. This is not.
It's
I
not.
do not care about your height and your weight. Okay. All I know,
It's stupid.
all I want to know is what size them shirts you be having on. They be having
My
them
gosh.
shoulders.
Anyway,
bulging.
fine.
Okay,
I'll start the first
I got
question.
distracted. This is for the people. This is for the people. Okay. This is for the people.
No,
Sorry.
man.
I just want to know which one
Yeah,
make his
yeah.
tricep do that thing. Then he be okay. Never mind. Basically, bro.
Hey, it ain't the shirt. Hey, it ain't the shirts, Mike. It's the gym, baby. I be in the gym, man, trying to keep it.
Okay.
Hey, bro. Hey, Mike. I'll be 42.
Question number 1.
I'll be 42 in August. I'm trying to be. All right, go ahead. Hey, hold on.
Fine.
Sidebar.
What's up?
I am looking for a 40 and up. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. Go ahead. No, I can't leave it like that. I can't leave that to nobody's imagination. I was about to say a 40 and up 50s competition, but go ahead.
Ooh. Okay.
Before somebody
Okay.
Put the word out.
Jeremy finna say a 40 and up red
Well,
bone?
there might have some information on that one.
Next level 40s. Next level 40s.
Anyway, so do you have? I should want me to go.
He liked it too. Look, I know him. Okay, yes, I do have a question. I'm sorry, Chris. Bro, I got a question, bro.
Let's go.
So you are very inspiring as a speaker. You are very motivating as a friend. But bro, you got that bag, bro. Like, bro, your bag is different. And I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I got too many millionaire friends, bro. I would love for the people to know how you made your first million, bro. Because it feels different as a black man to be able to look at another black man and say, he doing it. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when I have close proximity of people that have been millionaires that are not black, and I would never feel comfortable asking them this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only the simple fact that I have access to you that makes me feel like I can tell a younger generation that it's possible because I have access to the root of what it is. But I don't think I've ever asked that. So can you break down like how you made your first million, bro? Speaking.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was just you like that right there. You know what's funny? Can I keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all? I felt a little anxiety. I felt a little anxiety when you first put that out there like that because I'm thinking like, ooh, I start having some folks hit my phone like, hey, bro, let me hold something. I got this business plan opportunity. And I'm gonna have to shut them down because Tracy ain't for none of that.
They can't even reach you no more, Jay. They can't even reach you no more,
Just because you made
bro.
it don't mean you got it to give. I mean, once you become a millionaire, you got investments going on. So just because you made it don't mean you got it to give. Let's just put that out there. So I'm gonna go back to you. How did it feel? And what did you do to get there?
Yeah, and so I'll say this also, and that's because I gotta address that point, Chris. Just because you made it, one of my homegirls told me this here. She's stupid wealthy too. She was like, she said she just tells people all her money is tied up in investments. I said, ooh, that's good. She was like, I can't help you. It's tied up in investments. But really though, we take care of a lot of people, you know, saying that God has been really good to us. And so so know this, I never even planned on speaking to be wealthy or I don't do it for the money. I tell people all the time, I don't speak to eat. I speak to feed, right? And that's figuratively and literally. Like I want to feed some inside your spirit, inside your mind. I want to feed some inside your soul. And for certain people through our nonprofit, we actually do literally feed people. So I don't speak to eat. I speak to feed. I speak to feed. But I will say this because I have been doing this for 12 years. You know, you get to a point where you know you build up a business and a brand. And it's very lucrative. One of my mentors once told me that the most people will pay for information alone is like $2,500. After that, they're buying into the brand, the personality, you know what I'm saying? Like the person that you are in itself, the celebrity. And I'm not a celebrity, nor do I view myself as one. But there are some people that feel like, oh, Krystle, oh, Michael, oh, Jeremy, like because they have such respect for you and because they're big, I wouldn't say fans, but supporters, like then they pay like for that. Like I went to one school, one superintendent, shout out to Dr. Riley. My man was just like, bro, it's been my dream to have you come and speak at my school. Like, bro, you a grown man. I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 40s, you in your 50s. My man said it's always been my dream to have you. So it always feels weird. But you know, you just get to a point, man.
That ain't nothing wrong with that, Jay. Ain't
No,
nothing wrong
it's
with that.
not. It just
That's
it just feels
admiration.
weird for me to hear. Yeah, it feels weird for me to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, because
Oh,
I don't
true,
want
true,
nobody
true,
to
true,
feel
true.
like I feel like that was weird. It's weird for me to hear it. It isn't
Got you.
weird because it's
Got you.
people
Okay, okay,
like when I
okay.
met Dr. Cornell West, like, bro, I was fanned out. Like, I had honor, bro. I was ready to roll out a carpet for my man. And my man would have been like, Jay, my shoes is untied. Like, bro, let me carry your bags, man of God. And so so yeah, so it was nothing but love and respect. But I'm still kind of figuring things out, even when it comes to speaking, even though we have our course, our community of hundreds and so almost 1,000 people in our Speakers Academy now, you know, as I look at each year and I look at the money that we're able to generate, it is humbling. We have our biggest months. I'm actually going to be talking about that at our conference this weekend. Is how August is a $200,000 month in itself, right? Just from speaking. And so it gets to a point where it's one thing to have the message and the professionalism, but then you got to build that brand up to where you're in demand. And I tell people all the time, you can't make demands if you're not in demand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so my biggest thing for putting in all this work over all these years is building up a demand where people were willing to pay, top price for me to speak. And so yeah, it felt good, and now I'm just like, yo, I just have to be a steward over it. You know what I'm saying? And I have more responsibilities. And, my goal now is to get to a point to where I can add even more value and help other people get to there. So it's not enough for me to say, man, I cleared 7 figures in a year.
Nice.
My goal now is how many people can I help quit their job from speaking? I mean, from
But
working
how-
and speak full time. How many people can I help get 6
Jay,
figures and 7 figures? Yeah, that's where I'm on now.
But I want to know how you did it. Like, did you just be like, "Oh, I need to do 50 speeches every year"? Were you just like, "I need to increase my price"? Did the stock go up? Did you start doing things other than just speaking? Like, what did you do? And like Krystle said, how did you feel? Because there's a moment, there's a difference between having $1 million and being worth $1 million, right? Something like that.
Right.
Like, I think the difference is, but how did it
Yeah.
feel for
Yeah.
you to recognize
Because there are some people that saying there's some people that saying I'm a millionaire because you clear 1.1 million a year, but when you look at payroll and everything else, like that's up to 700,000. So you really only a 400,000 there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there is a difference. A lot of people say, I'm a millionaire, but then their overhead is hella high. And so for me, it felt good, and it felt almost shocking, but it didn't just
Just good?
like, huh?
Right.
Just
Like when you
good?
check that account and you saw
Jay,
you
it
finally
felt
hit
good
that
for me to get on
mark.
the
What
podcast.
was that moment
You
like?
just felt good?
Well, but that's
I
the
felt
thing. All right, but
good.
that's the thing. It slowly creeps up on you. Think about it. It's not like I was like, oh my God, I made $1 million in a year of speaking. It doesn't slowly creep up. It comes gig by
Tracy,
gig.
let me ask Tracy this question. Where's she?
No, I'm saying.
Right.
So
Colin
if you
Kaepernick.
ask me,
You're not giving what it needs to give right now.
Right. We're gonna get excited.
I'm saying,
And Jeremy's like,
y'all not letting me share.
guys, it's just $1 million. I'm not there anymore.
No,
Like,
that's
okay,
what I'm
Jay, like
saying.
take us.
I don't even
take
want to
us-
talk about the money, man. Look,
All
let me
right,
say
fine.
this.
Uncomfortable. Jay, tell us about the bread, bro. We trying to rob you, dog.
Okay.
I can't do
That's
this.
so crazy, man. Hey, so look, let me answer your question like this. It feels great. It feels amazing. I think had y'all asked me this, you know what I'm saying, like years ago after we cleared the numbers, but it's not something where it's just like, oh my God, each engagement. Does that make sense? Because it's not like it's compounding. That's almost like, me saying, how did you feel, when you finally had the full collection of Jordan 1s? It's just like, well, every time I got a new pair, it felt good as I began to collect it. So with every gig that was 10 grand and 15 and 30 grand, and my highest to date is the Australia for the Financial Leadership Summit that I'm opening up for 50. So when I get those gigs, it's just like, wow. But I'm gonna say something, man, that might be not how do I say it? I'm gonna say something that people probably won't believe, and it's okay because I've been in this space for a few years now. But when Ebony called me and was like, bro, whenever she says, okay, everybody calm down, because that's my thing, right? When she said,
I
everybody
love it.
calm down, I'm like, all right, I'll calm down. She's like, are you sitting down? I'm like, I'm not, but I'll sit down. She's like, bro, I just locked in a contract for you to speak in Australia for $50,000. And she started screaming. And I put this on everything I love. I was like, for real? I was like, ooh, praise God. She's like, bro, that's all you got. I'm like, yo, praise God. But I promise you, bro, I wasn't like in tears. I wasn't like, oh my God. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it may be because the highest I had gotten was like 35 or 40. And so, and I'm grateful for it, but don't nothing move me. Don't nothing move me. Don't nothing move me like that student that pulled out a half a pound of weed, bro, in his school and was like, because of your speech, I'm going to change my life and stuff the weed down the toilet. Man, don't nothing move me like that, bro. Don't nothing move me more than a kid that sent me a picture of their arm and showed me how they used to be cutting themselves, but they not cutting themselves no more. So the big checks is amazing, but don't nothing get me choked up. Don't nothing take my breath away. Don't nothing have me running to my wife and ready to tell everybody about it until I hear something like that. When I get done with speaking and doing a conference and I'm sitting in front of a line of 50 teachers that want to talk to me and cry and take pictures and say, man, you gave me enough to keep fighting. I was about to resign from being a teacher, but now I want to continue to teach. So the 20, 30, 50 grand to speak, that's amazing. And that's a blessing, but don't nothing move me like when I talk to people and I meet people and they say, your speech gave me enough to keep going. I almost put a bullet through my head. I wanted to quit and I wanted to surrender. I'm now getting marriage counseling. I almost left my wife, but because that's the stuff that moves me. So you ask, how does it feel to make $1 million in a year from speaking? That's great. But the bigger question is, how does it feel to change millions of lives? You feel me? And so like, that's what I'm on. And I mean that with every fiber inside of my bone, because I don't speak to eat. I speak to feed.
I speak to feed. We're going to need some bombs dropped in the background or something. When he dropped these bombs, I'm gonna need something going on. Like,
straight.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, man,
shoot
my
the club up, man. There you go. There you go. I like that. Jeremy got himself emotional. Look at him crying and everything, bro. I feel you.
You made me spit my water. And it was a sparkling water, too, so I got the bubbles all in my eyes.
It got in your eye.
It can't be a smart water if it's a dumb mouth. You better keep your mouth closed when you're drinking that water.
Yeah.
Am I acting like Mikey right now? Is that too much? Is that Mikey right now?
Oh, my gosh. You just called yourself Mikey. Now you gave everybody permission to do it. I can't. Okay.
Krystle, you have to play along. Jeremy has never consented to not calling me Mikey. He just says that he does, and he keeps doing it. I'm not going to not joke up myself with him. He ain't gonna have all the fun.
Hey, Chris, you know what this is, right, Chris? I'm wearing them out. I'm wearing them down. I'm wearing them down.
What's Steve Urkel say to Laura for all of our older listeners? I'm wearing you down, baby. I'm wearing you down. Y'all remember Family Matters? Somebody on here don't know what we talking about.
Let me ask y'all some questions now.
Oh my gosh. No. Okay. So wearing you down in that same vein, how often do you check in with your own?
All right, what y'all got?
Y'all ready? In that same vein, how often do you check in with your own mental and physical health?
Oh, daily. Yeah, daily. I work out 5 to 6 days a week. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Austin, Tim, Gavin, Adrian, aka Chicken Man, our push-up group. Shout out to Chris Crumpler, who shows up anywhere from 3 to 4 times in the morning, 6 o'clock a.m. that grinds it out with me in the gym. Shout out to my man's heart too, because my man was like, bro, I don't just come by just to work out. I be coming by to check on your heart to make sure your heart's in the right place, because you're our leader and we can't have you down and out, caught up on some dumb stuff. So I got to make sure you good, because our families and everything that we building is dependent on you. So shout out to him. So my mental health is good. Check in with my counselor from time to time on the personal tip, in the marriage, boy. So yeah, I'm very sensitive and in tune with that, because I never want to run on fumes. And there was a time last year when I found myself really tired. So I was like, you know what? Let me slow down a little bit more, take better care of myself to make sure I'm I'm in optimal emotional, mental, spiritual health, so I can be the best me. And so I think I do really,
Got
really
it.
good with that. Yep.
And so you take time out too to go to all your doctors and everything that you should be checking in with at this phase in your life, yeah?
Man, and to take it a step further, I just went to a men's, it's like a premier men's wellness facility. Man, you walk in,
Mm-hmm.
Mike, they treat you like in a combine, like the NFL combine, bro. They got like the
Really?
hallways, it's like turf, like football field turf. Like it's like for
Okay.
optimum health. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to a certain age, met with doctors, they had me like strip down and like grab this machine that breaks down my body fat and like everything in my blood work just to make sure I'm in the best shape. And then they put together a plan. So when it
Dope.
comes to health, like man, I'm all in. I done got the
Nice.
colonoscopy. Like I'm trying to live as long as, and I'm trying to live my best life. So I'm really about that hospital, checking in with doctors, all of that. Yes, ma'am. Let's get it.
Nice. Okay.
Did
All
they
right.
numb
Well,
you
then
for that?
what'd you say?
Yeah,
Did
they
they
actually
numb you
put
for
me
the
to sleep.
colonoscopy?
Yeah, they
Oh,
actually
okay.
put me to
Praise God.
sleep. Yeah,
Oh, that's
praise
good.
God for that.
Okay,
You know, when he
praise
said
God
something
for
funny, I'm gonna
sure.
keep it open with that while when the doctor came in, they was just like, okay, here's the thing. I'm like, whoa. Like, I don't even got
No,
your name
focus.
yet. Like, let's get to know each other a little bit before you just, drug me up and shove this thing up here. Like, what's your name? How many kids you got? How long you been married? What's your zodiac sign? You feel me? Like, do you love God? Like, tell me something about your boy. Where'd you grow up? Lord have mercy. Like, doctor came in, and I'm gonna tell you something. I told Tracy, like, I need the best doctor. I'm like, Doc, let's still have a little conversation though. Anyway. You
Yo.
stupid, dog. Oh my goodness.
Well, oh my gosh. My last question. I don't know, Mike, you can have one. I
Let's
don't
stay
want
focused. Mikey crazy.
to see. This is why I
Here
didn't
you
even want to
go.
focus on this.
All right.
Okay. Next question. Mike, I
Mhm.
mean, unless you have one before me or you can have one after me, either way. I want to
I'll go.
know what you enjoy doing or what you're really skilled at outside of speaking. Like what's something that people don't really know that you do that you are like a beast at?
Whoa. What's up with the eyes?
I wouldn't say a beast at, but I'm really good at debating. I'm really good at counseling. I feel like I'm a really good counselor, and I'm really good at making tables. Yeah. You know what I'm
Doesn't
saying? Like,
something that doesn't
what'd you
involve
say?
your voice. Something that maybe
Okay,
doesn't
yeah. So
involve your voice.
um, I would have to say, probably making tables.
Like you have
Yeah.
making tables? Okay, like what? Like what
Like
you
the
just you
tables and
making
desks.
wood tables, glass tables, granite?
Yeah, the wooden table, like that dining room table. You know, I made that table, right?
No, I don't know you made that
I
table.
did know that. I forgot about that, but
Huh?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dining room table was wood that was up in Home Depot or Lowe's. I bought it, cut it, you know what I'm saying, like sanded it, put it together. Like I built that thing from the ground up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
do.
built in that in Tracy's desk. I've actually built quite a few tables.
That's
All
You didn't
right,
know that, huh?
so is this just all serendipitous? Like, okay, you make the table and you feed at it. Like, what's going on? Because it sounded
She
like
don't.
it
Yeah,
sounded like
she
you
don't.
a plus host.
I'm a who?
What?
It sounded like you
Oh,
an A
what?
plus host,
Yeah,
not a
A plus
host.
host.
You make the table. No.
Oh,
He said his priority is feeding people, not eating, right? But he makes
no, my
dinner
priority is
table.
feeding.
Like
I
I
don't
don't
work
speak
to
to eat.
eat.
what?
I
I
speak
work
to
to
feed.
feed,
I don't
and then I
speak to
What?
create
eat. I
Okay.
tables.
speak to feed.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's it. I don't
Yeah,
Okay.
speak to eat. I speak to feed.
yeah. But no,
All
really
right.
though,
Well.
a few years ago, I I looked up a YouTube. I wanted to have a really like rustic, like authentic, like desk for my office. And so I saw this video on YouTube with this guy, this carpenter, that would take wood, salvage wood, and I saw how he would frame it and cut it down to size and glue it and put the metal brackets and sand it down and put the wood glue and sand it some more in the polyurethane and he would stain it. Like I saw this and I went to Lowe's and Home Depot and made my first desk, and it turned out like really, it probably on a scale of 1 to 10, like where my work is a 10 now, it was like a 6. But at that time I was like, hey, this ain't bad. And then now y'all know Tracy. Tracy is like
She'll be like,
not even
nah, that
on.
ain't it.
Yeah, Tracy is not even on easily being
No.
impressed, right? And so I'm gonna look up something here. Next Level Wood. If you look up Next
Tracy be
Level
like,
Woodwork,
mm-mm.
if you look up Next Level Woodworks, you'll see some of my old work. Some of the old
Okay.
tables and desks, like Next Level. Actually, it's NL Woodworks on Instagram.
What platform is this?
NL Woodworks. Anyway, but the last post I put up of that was probably 2017. I've gotten a whole lot nicer since then. But I say all that to say, over the past 5 years, I've been making tables and desks, and then people start actually like ordering them, and I actually start making them for them to purchase. And then I got so nice when we built our dream home, that Tracy asked me to make our dining room table. So we got an 8-seater. It's actually a 10-seater, 10-foot long table that I made with my hands. Anyway, we can move on.
That's dope.
Okay.
I love
So
it.
you do
Just
that and
still
you
in
paint.
disbelief.
You do art.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, a little art. I dabble a little bit.
You do a little art. All the art in your house. Well, most of the art. No, some of the art in your house, right?
A third. Yeah.
A third. But okay. All right, Mike, you got any more questions?
Jay, just looking back at your life, man, if there's one thing that you could change, coming up to the point to where you are now, like, is there one thing that you would change? And I know everybody says like all things work together for good. Even my mistakes God was able to use that, But there, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the best testimonies is not what God delivered us from, it's what he kept us from. So a lot of times we can be kept from certain things that we didn't have to go through. Is there anything that you can look back in your life and actually see like, you know what? I would do this differently if I had the opportunity.
Financial stuff, investments.
Okay.
Hands down. As far as things that help to build and shape and mold my character, decisions I made, I'm exactly what you just said. Like, that stuff made me who I am. It gave me the testimony, like all of that, right? But when I look at some of the different business ventures or some of the different investments I've made, I would have got into cryptocurrency sooner. Certain things like that, I would have pulled the trigger on a little sooner and would have made some different investments when it came to, different things like, some of the different companies and business ventures we started. Sometimes you start something and you invest a lot into it and then it doesn't quite pan out the way you expect it. So if I could do anything over, it would be some of the different investments I've made.
Got you.
Got
Is
it.
that retrospect, like after seeing it didn't work out, or is it just like you didn't put all your resources into actually investing in it, or you just saying it because it didn't work out eventually?
Both. Some things it didn't work out the way I. Huh?
Did you feel like you weren't sure, or did you feel like you just didn't do all your homework or research in order to make the best decision at that time? Because I don't feel like that's a loss if you did your homework enough to, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a bit of both. There are some things I should have probably did more of because it's like, oh, this is good. I should have put more here. But then there are some things where it's like, it's not necessarily I didn't do the research. I just found out about it later. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'd have got into cryptocurrency, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of unfair because, I mean, who wouldn't have gotten into cryptocurrency 3, 5, 10 years ago? We'd all be, you know what I'm saying, billionaires right now. You know what I'm saying? And so for me,
that's not true. People need assurance. People need to know they're not wasting their money too. And I think some people are skeptics to the point that even if they knew now, I mean, people know now, they're still not getting into it because they're skeptics. There's no official assurance for some people, and that's just the way they operate. You operate differently. You operate from a sense of, let me invest so I can see what my maximum outcome will be. But a lot of people today still are not willing to take that risk because they holding on to every penny they have.
I'm with Chris.
Yeah.
I was gonna use use that moment to plug the Next Level Living conference that's going on this weekend. I was gonna tell everybody tomorrow. There's a lot of people that thought about being here, and that was really excited about being in Atlanta, but because y'all need a little bit more proof that this is exactly what we've been telling y'all that it is, you're gonna miss it again. and somebody else is gonna have your testimony this
The price gonna
weekend
go
because
up.
you needed another reason. You needed another reason to invest in yourself because you felt more safe giving a job that you hate 2 weeks of your time for a check that's not enough to cover your expenses rather than give what you deserve to yourself and put yourself in a position where you could possibly be changed forever.
Mm.
And this ain't even to convince y'all to come no more because it starts tomorrow now. It's too late. But unless y'all in Atlanta, I mean pull up.
But shout out, but we might have live stream available for those who might want to watch it live. So yeah, visit nextlevelspeakersconference.com. We might. It's going to be a last minute decision, but if you're listening to this now, because the conference is in a couple of days, so if you're listening to this now, and you go to nextlevelspeakersconference.com and there is a live virtual event or a virtual option, then yeah, you definitely want to click that so you can tap in for sure.
Right.
So,
nice.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, anything else before we wrap this up and I give y'all some closing thoughts?
No, that's all we have time for today. But I mean, this is only part one. I'm pretty sure we got so much stuff to get into. But thank you for sharing. Yeah.
The way Mike smiled, it's like
because you ain't Jay was like, I survived. I was like, part one.
Yeah, this time we took it easy on you today.
You did great.
You came
but
in.
It's happening.
No, y'all came in hot. Y'all about to have everybody emailing me, hey man, I got this business proposal. Hey man, can I just borrow this? I'm just like, man, I can't do it. I'm even telling family that now. Let me tell you something. One of my homeboys told me, was like, that the most painful but the most liberating thing that he said, began to tell people when they asked him money was no. He was like, it was painful. He was just like, but it put me in a position to where, you know what I'm saying, like I had to do it. And so I do want to set something up before this year is out where I can sit down all my close family and close friends and almost have like an inner circle, like financial wealth building powwow where we can look at different investments, different real estate opportunities, different life insurance policies, and like really put together like our core folks, like really puts together something strong to set people up for the next level, like credit repair, you know, a set strategy that's going to take you from, if you at the 5s to get you in the 7s, if you at the 6s to get you in the high 7s, early 8s, like I really want to be intentional about that. So it's like, okay, even though I cannot give you this, I talked to one of my mentors and he the OG. And he was just like, bro, the fact that you still, because I don't even let people borrow money no more. Because for me, it's going to damage the relationship. If you can't pay me that, I'd rather just give it to you. Right. And and we have so many requests coming in, you know, that me and Tracy is just like, it's almost a little anxiety. That's why I ain't gonna lie. Like when y'all first brought it up, I was like, if I could have previewed that question, all the questions, I'd been like, hey, let's omit this one right here, right? But I'm not tripping. But I am, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this.
We're gonna get in trouble in the car.
Yeah,
we're gonna get in trouble in the car.
Like,
If y'all don't see me next week, y'all, I wanted to be here. I'm telling you right now, I wanted to be here next week, y'all. If Mike Moss ain't here next week, I lost my job because of y'all. Y'all been asking us these questions online. I sat here and represented y'all, and now I got to sit here and make a podcast with my chair. I ain't got nobody to talk to.
You crazy, man. But no, I will say this though. With all that being said, I do want to. I talked to one of my mentors, and he was just like, he told me I was sick because I had a close friend that needed to borrow some money, and I was just like, man, I want to look out for him. He was like, bro, you sick? I said, no, I'm good. He's like, no, you sick? He said, the fact that you still wrestling with this. He was like, they gonna just keep coming. He was like, bro, you're not an ATM, and you're trying to be their savior. He's like, bro, you're not their savior. You are not helping them. You are not enabling them. And then I felt like God told me, I don't feel like, because I ain't this deep, y'all. God told me plain as day. God said, do not bless people with the wealth, the riches, and the resources that I have given you if they are not willing to do the things that you did to get in this position. Ooh. God was like, bro, all you sacrificed. You denied the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like you killed the flesh, bro. Like you kept your temple pure. You kept your what you call it when your computer, when you scroll in the search engine, like you kept all that pure. Like, bro, you did everything the right way. Not saying that I'm perfect, but God was like, bro, there are certain things that you did. It was hard for you to get here, but it's people that did not have that discipline. They did not have that tenacity. You know what I'm saying? They did not have that moral compass. They did not have that grit. They did not have that grind. They did not have that faith. They did not have that belief that you have. But because you have it, I've given you things and now you want to give it to them. He said, there's no shortcut. So God said, man, do not bless them with the things that I have blessed you with, because if they did not work for it, it can be a curse. God told me plain as day, if you bless them with what I have given you and they have not working for it, that what you thought was a blessing to them will actually be a curse, because it will not benefit them.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, man, God.
Wow.
Like all this time, I thought I was blessed, and God was like, nah, you did certain things. It's certain things I told you to do. You humbled yourself. You got mentors. There were some things you was like, I'm not making any decision until my mentors, you know what I'm saying, tell me if this is like, you honor that. You honor certain principles. You honor your elders. Like you sit at their feet, you learn, you invest in yourself. That's what's gotten you to the position. But there are other people that have not done those things, but you want to take and give them what they were not willing to do to get for themselves. So God was like, bro, you got to do better. And when I talked to my mentor, he was like, bro, you sick. You still out here trying to be people's savior? He was just like, you are doing them a more harm than you are justice. So now when something like, hey, I need this, boom, 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 I'm like, all right, let me pray for you. And then let me see how I can, you know what I'm saying, kind of guide you to put you in a better position so that you're not here no more. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Jay, you know what I just got from what you said? Everybody out there may not have $1 million, but everybody out there has something that's more valuable than money. And that's your time. There are people that you're giving access to you right now that you feel loyal to, or you feel called to give to that because y'all been knowing each other for your whole life. Y'all have gone through some things in life that you feel bonded by, but there's a place in your life that God is calling you to come to, and you are no longer, you are, matter of fact, as in the words of the way that Jay's mentor said to him, you are sick if you keep giving up time that you need for yourself and for your purpose, and you keep sharing that with people that are not willing to sacrifice, that are not willing to abstain from what it is that's going to cause them to be them best selves and put themselves into the next level. So I just want to make a call out there to challenge our next levelers out there. If y'all would just go ahead and give yourself your wealth, which is your time. You know what I'm saying? They said being rich is the ability to do whatever you want to do with your money. Being wealthy is having the ability to do whatever you want to do with your time. So I just want to encourage everybody out there to use the wealth that you already possess, which is your time, and make sure that you're giving that to your purpose. And don't you dare disrespect yourself by allowing anybody, family or not, to have access to that wealth of your time if they're not pushing you or helping you get to where it is God has called you to be.
Wow.
Just like that. And with that being said, thank you for the outro. We can cue the music. I'll see y'all next week.
I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level.